pops in.
Awesome.
So we are live. I think we're live, yes. It's a new system for me,
Yes.
so please excuse me. But hello,
Technical
everyone.
support.
Yeah, you are technical support. So hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's live stream. I'm joined by Jake Brown. As you can see there, his little name is underneath his big mullet. So I just thought we'd try something new. So rather than me just talking and answering your questions, me and Jake are here, and we're going to talk to each other as mates do, and we are going to answer your questions when they come in. Now, I don't know how many people on this is on. We can I have a little eye there that tells me there's one person online. We have Butt88 with an Irish cap badge. So hello all. Hello Butt88. So yeah, so we're just going to chat away amongst ourselves. Uh, if you have a question into the box there underneath, we will answer it. YouTube, there are other water providers other than Clare Spring. So don't ban me from drinking water. It's mad what you have to say and what you have to watch on YouTube. Because I was here one night and I was cleaning my props, just chatting to people.
Yeah.
And I got zapped off live stream, and I think I got
I remember that. Yeah, because I was like, "What's happened?" Oh, okay. YouTube is a bit. It's very weird sometimes. They pull things for small things, but then ignore it other times. It's a bit weird, but yeah.
Yeah, because I had this whole thing, and I had this back and forth with YouTube at the start because it was when I first started the channel, I was being reported left, right, and center for socialism, communism, frigging everything.
Which is funny because I know you, and that's not the case.
Yeah, I know. I was a tree initial supporter, if you get what I mean. I was a color of a certain fruit supporter. I was just getting it all. I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Oh yeah, you're a member of the Banana Order. I see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just getting it from all sides. I couldn't win. And then when I used to do live stream, then as well, we used to get bombarded by questions. We used to get an awful lot of spamming. So then we couldn't advertise that we were going live for a while because the bots used to just go mental.
Yeah.
And my poor old admins were left, right, and centre trying to block them all the time. Like, so yeah, it is what it is.
No, I've had that once or twice in my life.
So guys, currently pop in. Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. So guys, when you start popping in, just start saying hello, fire in a question, and we'll try and answer it. Me and Jake, I've been in the collecting game for 30 odd years now at this stage. Reenacting maybe 10 or 11. Took a break for a while, took a break for a few years, and then I went back into it again. The reenacting, I don't know about in England, but definitely here, the reenacting scene and the collecting scene are completely different. Like you can probably count on one hand, maybe two hands, the amount of shows that are in Ireland compared to We Have Ways, Odyssey, Yorkshire Wartime Experience, Black Country, along with your every weekend some bloody steam railway has a 1940s event.
Yeah.
Aidencroft, another one. Stoneleigh Military Fair, Mulvin Military Fair. Like the list goes on compared to what's in the UK compared to what's in Ireland. Like
because in the way of fairs, because you got like what Bangor, Bangor Military.
There's one in Dublin that I have to get to. I've been invited to a few times. It's every quarter. I think they have three a year to have in Dublin. But compared to Stoneleigh, I think there's only maybe 20 tables.
Compared
to
because that was when I bumped into you. That was the first time I've been to Stoneleigh, and I think it's the first time I've been to Stoneleigh. I can't remember ever going before, but it's massive. It's huge.
Yeah, it's like 300 plus.
Yeah. Oh, answering Butt's question. Yeah. A tad bit shorter than John, but I've been collecting as long as I can really remember. There was a gap, or there was a bit of a gap when I sold off basically almost all of it. What I had at the time. Some of the things in what I did sell off, I do really, really regret, but that was probably been collecting about 20 years, maybe something along the lines. Since I was really, really young. Mainly getting little bits here and there, but a lot of the stuff I inherited from my dad. And then living history reenacting, probably about properly anyway. Since I was probably 16, I think it was. So that's just over 10 years now. I did like little events with friends and that before then, like little railway events and that. But yeah, no, properly for about 10, 12 years now. So
I'm just looking at some questions here. Did anyone else see the program on RTE 2 weeks ago about collectors? They had 2 Militaria collectors featured on it. They had some really nice Militaria. No, I haven't. I must look it up. I presume it's on the RTE player.
possibly, yeah.
So I don't know if you'll be able to get the RTE player in England, Jay. It's the local radio telefiche Éireann for you Saxon is what RTE stands for. That's what that means.
Luke, Luke Odyssey is good. Oh, is that?
I've never been to Odyssey.
It is really. I love Odyssey. I know some people who aren't too keen on it for one reason or another, but I really, really enjoy it. Like, it's a good event to see people I haven't seen for a while. And it's huge as well. It's multi-period as well, because you got
Odyssey seems to be taking over. Sorry, Odyssey seems to be taking over since War and Peace was cancelled.
Yeah, absolutely. It's sort of taken on the mantle. That and Yorkshire Wartime is sort of kind of taking it up a bit as well. A bit of the slack.
You have the Victory show as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I haven't actually been to Victory yet. I do need to make that hopefully maybe this year. But no, and Odyssey is great for the stalls as well. You get some really, really good stuff. I managed to, like I was saying to you earlier, John, I managed to pick up some trials stuff at Odyssey for really, really cheap because it's great. No, I really do like Odyssey. And Luke, what do you say? I've had the moustache for a while. I think I know which Luke that is as well.
But 88 wants to know what are you into collecting, Jake?
But mostly British kit. I sort of jump from different bits to pieces. My collection covers from the Great War all the way up until the mid to late 80s. So it's definitely a mix. I'm definitely trying to sort of my collection mainly at the moment and in general really focuses on the Cold War period. And it's mainly regimental based as well. So most of my collection focuses around the Royal Hampshires or Hampshires, depending on what period I'm looking at.
Well, you have family connections to hamsters.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah. My father. My father was in the battalion for 20 years, and then I have other family members going back all the way to the Great War who are in the battalion. In the regiment, I should say, depending on what period again looking at. So.
I met some Germans at Odyssey who made fun of me drinking cider. Okay.
Oh yes. This is our friend Luke. This is our friend Luke, who I think you've spoken onto the phone briefly when you called Danny that time.
Oh
he's with me. Yeah. Young Luke. Yes, young Luke.
Well, Luke, if you're that young, you shouldn't be drinking cider. Say no to drugs. Yeah, it's on RTE player called Life Through a Million Ads. ADS? Okay, we'll have a look at that. So.
Yeah, no. Well, that's cool. I'll have to give that a look in.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's chalk and cheese. A show in Ireland compared to a show in England. No, I haven't been to one up in the north for donkey's years. We used to have some really, really good shows here. We had some called there was one called Salute. It used to be on in Dublin.
Mm.
And that was probably the biggest show in the country. And you could have a couple of hundred reenactors anyway at it. Definitely not the scale that you'd come across in England. But you would have a couple of hundred reenactors at it. And the thing is too is, you notice Jude. I'm going to get Jude. I could get Jude Steins to come on here at some point in time. He's away in Cork at the minute. There's a reenactment training weekend on or something in Cork. But I have been invited. He invited me down to this weekend, so if I have time, I'll try and get down. But I'm actually off work at the minute because I'm sick. I have a chest infection and some other bits and pieces. But all good. We're on the mend. But yeah, one thing I noticed in Ireland, the reenacting came in cycles. And it came with what was fashionable. So you'd have Band of Brothers. Everybody wants to be 101st Airborne Easy Company.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, Pacific came out, so you had an awful lot of Marines walking around the place. I'm waiting to see. I've started to notice it through YouTube and watching the likes of the shows and guys that have been at different things in England and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you're starting to see, and I'm waiting for SOF and these guys to start jumping on the bandwagon. Although SOF had always carried a line of Air Force reenactment stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for after this Masters of the Sky to be over, just to watch B-17 flying crews everywhere.
Well, I was starting to see it at Stoneleigh a bit because I don't know if when you were walking around, I saw at least 3 or 4 people in like full like US bomber flight gear, and I'm thinking, someone's jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
I was like, it's already started. It's already starting. Only what is episode 3 out or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah. But have you noticed about Stoneleigh as well that I noticed it from last year and this year. Do you know the fez with the 2 initial people? I think were the 13th or the 12th.
Yeah.
But there was these fezzes, right? But some shop in China must have been knocking them out to beat the band for some movie or something that was made somewhere. Because every stall at Stoneleigh had one for sale.
Yeah.
Definitely last year. Not so many this year. Like, I think there was so many fezzes going around that there was less. It's like you see.
It was like a Tommy Cooper tribute thing, really.
Yeah. It was like I think there was more fezzes going around than there was actual people in the regiment. Do you know? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know? Hello, Gabriel. Hello, Gabe. How are you? Jake, do you think that there are too many shows being ran in the UK at the moment? There seems to be shows every week.
Yes and no. There's too many of certain types. So I think there's way too many shows that base their whole thing around World War II. I do think there's a bit of oversaturation with that. It would be nice for a change to have a bit of more of a mix. Some more shows that are more dedicated to, say, the Great War would be really interesting. There's a few, and you get like the multi-period events. Obviously, there's a lot of World War I stuff there as well, but like dedicated. So, like the Victory Show, for example, is very much focused on World War II, which is fine. But especially when you get to like the small weekend events or even like the railway events, it's all there's a romanticization about sort of the wartime period, especially with the early war or like with railway events. It is kind of the same sort of cut and paste. Everyone's going to be all early, 1940 Battle of Britain era sort of point of the war. We're going to have some woman who can't really sing, singing the same 3 virulent songs for the whole day, and you sort of think, Christ, like, please stop for the love of everyone. But it does depend. Like, I would love to see some more Cold War focused stuff, which would be brilliant, especially now.
I think part of it too. Definitely in Ireland, you will see a lot of Viking, Norman, those type of reenactments. You see War of Independence being reenacted.
Yeah.
Both sides. You see some World War One guys reenacting. And then after that, if you see a British unit, you will be very, very surprised. Yeah, as I said, it's all Easy Company, 101st Airborne. It's French. It's everything and anything, bar British. Why that happens, I don't know. It's like because our history stops here. We had nothing to do with the Second World War. Yes, we bloody did.
Yeah.
Joe, but like we had, you see it creeping into a certain degree now, a small bit. You see guys reenacting the Congo, early Lebanon, Cyprus, things like that the Irish lads were involved in. Irish Army Free State, you see that starting to be done as well. And the reason I think that's in Ireland. In England, why I think you see an awful lot of World War II events compared to Cold War stuff like that or whatever, is it's less political. We were the good guys against the bad guys, and we would. Up banner, can't be very politically correct. Aden, very, very political. Hong Kong could be very political. So I think, and they're known as the greatest generation, and I think it's less. It's less hassle for Parks or whoever's running it to go World War II. No Germans. Problem solved. Do you know?
Yeah. It's I think though I'm beginning. I think we're beginning to see like a more of a resurgence of things now. So, and we're gradually seeing more Cold War-esque or just general post-war stuff begin to pop up, which is good for it. Which is really, really good. So there's one group who do a bit of World War One, but they also do Malaya, which is really, really interesting to see as well. So that's cool to see. And gradually more and more, as some things are slipping more and more into history in some people's minds, it's becoming more and more looked into. So it's good, really. It's like, for example, like at the end of March is the Hat Green event up at the bunker in like Nantwich, Cheshire way. So that's really, really good, and they're really, really they're packed out this month coming. So which is going to be the first time in a long time they've been like very much almost fully booked. So I know for the next year they're looking to have a limit on how many groups can book because they've almost had like an overbooking. So which is like really, really good. So there's really a want for something like that. So but no, it kind of depends on the event really. When there's too much of it or too little of it.
I think a lot of it has to do with fashion as well. Like we were talking about there in the collecting world, like it comes in weird cycles. Like as somebody who collects SAS stuff and things like that. What was that friggin' absolute brutal thing? Rogue Heroes. SAS stuff went, you know. It's starting to come down again now until the next series comes out, and it's going to shoot up again. I know for a fact, all anything to do with B-52 or B-17 Flying Fortresses are going to go shoot up through the ceiling.
Absolutely, yeah. Like they weren't expensive already, but now it's just going to be ludicrous prices.
Exactly, and the problem you're going to come across as well is reproductions. Reproductions are going to come in, and then they're going to start driving the market down because people are going to start getting caught and things like that. It comes in fashions. What they are, I have no idea, because if I knew that, I'd buy up the stuff and make myself an absolute small fortune. But it's a weird one. But answer the question there again. I know a lot of younger collectors in Ireland have an interest in American Vietnam related military. Well, I can tell you why that is.
And the American Civil War as well, actually, I've seen.
Yeah. Ireland has a massive connection with the States, huge connection with the States. My own uncle got drafted to go to Vietnam when he was literally off the boat. I think it was 3 or 4 weeks before he got drafted, and he ended up being a fireman in Seoul in some big Air Force base because he was a boxer before he went into the army, and he had a bad eye. He had bad vision in one of his eyes, so they wouldn't send him out to fight, but he was okay to fight fires in Seoul, in planes. So that's what he ended up doing. And he had a brilliant trip. He used to talk about Vietnam. He loved his time in the service because he had a cushy number. Like, but I'm not saying it was all roses, but that's why an awful lot of Irish guys have interest in Vietnam, is because you can find Irish veterans that have had an interest. I like Australia. I like actually Vietnam stuff, but I like the Australian stuff because you'd be surprised the amount of Irish guys that were involved in the Vietnam side of things as well from the Australian side, and the Australian stuff is a bit harder to collect. So I like the chase, if you get me, compared to the American stuff.
It's a bit more niche, but it's nice to do those sort of like little bits, and I kind of think some of the kit's a bit more. I just find it a bit more interesting, really, some on that sort of side of things as well, and the Australian side and New Zealand side as well.
The difference is like the Australians fought the Vietnam War completely different to the Americans.
And
the Australians, by the time before they pulled out, were unopposed in their area of operation. They could walk around any part of their area of operation and not carry guns.
Exactly. You can tell they like the area of operations they had because they were in Malaya, they were in Borneo, literally almost basically up until they went to Vietnam. So it's a night and day thing from, say, American held areas to Australian areas.
And then they're like people, when people think of Vietnam, they go, "Oh, Americans." There was a lot more there than the Americans. Philippines. You had, I think it was Japanese soldiers there as well at one stage. You had the Australians, the New Zealanders. It wasn't just the American. Speaking of Jude, there's Jude, Irish Shooting Channel. Hello, lads. Hello, Jude. How are you keeping? Hope you're keeping well. I know you're blowing cork at a training weekend at the minute, but hope you enjoy it. But yeah, like I did see, actually, speaking of prices and stuff jumping in collections, I did see would you ever watch that movie called Danger Close?
Yeah.
It was about the Australians in Vietnam. Good movie, great movie.
Yeah, that's good.
There's actually a documentary on YouTube about it. You can go see it as well. The Battle of... it's going to friggin' go past my brain now.
I've been trying to, when you said Danger Close, I've been trying to think of the name as well.
Nui Dat. The Battle of Nui Dat. Yeah, they went mental. But if you watch the documentary and you watch the movie, they're very, very close together. And the one thing I like about the documentary is they have the original radio communications.
Oh, that's cool. That's good.
Here at the moment, fire going, beer going down well. Well, in
Long Tan. Oh. John? Hope we haven't lost John, guys. Going all right? Or has his connection gone down? Hopefully not. Oh dear. We're still going for time. Yeah. Any more questions, guys? If you can still hear me. Oh, John. No, I think he's frozen. Not too sure. Oh well, the fun of live streaming. What's the immersive event you're doing, Jude? Oh,
Connecting.
oh, there we go. You there?
This is often called. Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hello, I can hear you.
Are we all
Can you
here?
hear me all right? Yeah, can you hear me all right? Oh, there we go. Oh, is it frozen again? There we go. Oh, slowly.
Oh, here. I'm back. Oh, I don't know what happened there.
No, neither do I.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still here. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. We're back. Hello. Are we back? Yes,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
back.
There we go. There we go. There we
Jake,
go.
you
Yay.
back? Hello, Jake.
Yeah, I'm here.
Earth calling Jake. Are you there? I don't know what the hell happened there for a second.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Any update on War and Peace, or is it totally finished? War and Peace, I believe Jake might have more information, but it's totally gone bust, I believe.
Yeah. The organizers, because War and Peace has gone through a few changes. They changed site at one point. There was new owners over the last few years. Basically, put it bluntly, some people who in the organization who organized it got a bit too greedy, and along with other things as well, it just fell through completely. A lot of people lost interest, a lot of groups, a lot of organizations, a lot of dealers lost interest. Along with, there was a lot of arguments going on with the organizers themselves, as far as I'm aware. It just completely fell on itself. The push wasn't there behind it. I think the problem was as well is they were trying to charge the traders and the living historians and reenactors, etc., excessive amounts of money for different things to come to the event. That's basically, it was a growing thing over the last few shows. Like, for example, if you were ahead of a group or something and you were taking a certain amount of tentage and a certain amount of vehicles, you would be charged per vehicle and per tent, depending as well. They tried changing the rules on that a few times, but it was basically they were charging you per vehicle. And if you had a trailer, they're charging for the trailer as well, because it would take room up on the pitch. It kind of really made no sense, considering like you're already spending money to get down there anyway, along with fuel, etc., and then food or whatever you want to do. And if you've got to take money as well, if you want to buy anything as well, are you there? It just became financially like sort of not sustainable really for anyone who wanted to go. And a lot of people just lost interest of like you're going to the event and your group being there along with all the other groups as well, sort of makes the event. What's sort of the point really? You're going to have to pay for it. Yeah, it's a shame. And then along with entry fee was getting a bit excessive as well. I think from what I remember last time I was there, entry fee.
I think certain groups. I think certain groups were being charged, and other groups were actually being paid to be there.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of like it wasn't what you know or what you do. It was who you know. With War and Peace at the end of it, certain groups that had a lot of hardware were getting paid to do certain things. Other groups who were bringing some cool stuff, but it wasn't as much as it, were getting charged to be there in the first place. It was kind of like a weird, what's the word? It was a weird. It was a double. There was a lot of double standard going on, and just generally the organization of the whole event anyway. Even for the last like decade, has always been a bit weird, and a lot of sketchy stuff's been going on there, in the way of like stuff happening which wasn't really properly kept in check. people doing really stupid stuff at night. Yeah, it was a really, really bad run event in my. It was huge. Don't get me wrong, and there was some cool stuff there. But when you got people who are very, very drunk driving around in armored vehicles at night, it kind of goes, and there's no one really saying, "I wouldn't do that if I were you." It was a bit like, eh. I've almost been run over 3 times at War and Peace during the night. Twice I was almost run over by
Wasn't there a
Grant.
thing as well?
No, go ahead.
Wasn't there a thing as well that some group went to the beer tent and came back and all their DX and stuff had been taken? Was that at War and Peace?
So no, that was at Odyssey actually. That was Odyssey. That there's a whole thing with another group.
Was it?
At Odyssey. I can probably go into that a bit later actually. But with War and Peace, there was an incident with a Huey where it tried to take off from the pitch, and it didn't go too well. I think from what I remember, the thing almost went over or something. Yeah, and there was some other things with just general safety and all that sort of stuff. Like there was a young lad who took his newly bought Commando canoe and went into the stream next to the event, and he overturned and drowned. And there was a lot of stuff which wasn't really,
drowned as in not brought back, or
no, he died. He was only a young lad as well. He was like a teenager. It's a shame, and it's horrible, and a lot of stuff, too much stuff was gotten away with at that event, like, and it just got really, really bad, really, really bad. Yeah, and a lot of the marshalling and a lot of the people sort of hired to sort of marshal the event. Yeah, it was all really slapdash for how long the event was going on for, or had been going on for. You'd have thought they would have got better at it by then, but no, it just sort of got worse and worse and worse as time went on. So it's kind of
probably got less.
Yeah, it's done, finito. It's yesterday's news basically now. So, but a lot of the traders, etc., who used to go to that almost religiously, have now gone to other events like Odyssey or Victory or Capel, which is another big one in the south, or Overlord show. Overlord is picking up now. Overlord's getting bigger each year, which is really, really good. That's one of my favorite events of the year, actually, Overlord. So
I know there's a few shows that Danny that they're more for, like, Danny has military vehicles. He used to have a Mimic. He's got a Land Rover now, but he used to go. He goes to Tank Fest and things like that as well.
Tank Fest is a good one. Tank Fest is very corporate. Yeah, Tank Fest is very corporate, but it's a good event to get like your name out. Yeah, no, it is a good event. I haven't been for several years. I've not done it. I've not done it in a group yet. I've been to Tank Fest a lot of, like, many times as a punter, but never as a group. I have been invited down there. He invited me last year, but I was away that week anyway. But no, it is a really, really good event. Like, the amount of people there is insane. Like, it's huge.
Hello, this old helmet. How are you? Another question there. But 88. That's a pity about War and Peace. I heard it was a great show, but back 10 years ago. I know an Iron Cross collector here in Ireland telling me that it was an incredible show back in its day.
Yeah, it was.
The best shows that I have been to so far in the UK would have to be Yorkshire, fantastic show. Victory, fantastic show. We Have Ways, unbelievable show. They'd be my top 3. No, I haven't been to Odyssey. I haven't been to Hat Green. I haven't been to some other ones. The problem I have for me is they all fall within like 3 weeks or 4 weeks of each other. So coming back and forth is impossible for me. So I try and pick one to go to. So I did Yorkshire last year. No, the year before. I did We Have Ways this year. Or last year, I should say.
Yeah.
So this this year I haven't decided on what I'm doing yet. I haven't. Financially as well, for me to come from Ireland to England costs up on 300 and 400 euros just to get there, because I can fly, but sometimes flying doesn't. The times don't work well. Plus, I'm bringing kit, so it's just more feasible for me to drive. So hopefully YouTube start paying me, and I can start making some money for my hobby.
Yeah, no, we have Waze is good. I've done it. I didn't get to do it last year, but I've done it the first year they did it and the second year, and it was incredible. It was really good. Again, it's kind of a bit like Tank Fest. It's more corporate, but it's a bit more corporate, but it's so much more. It's the public is nothing like you get at any other show. They're really like want to know about things, and like even the minor small details as well. It's great, and especially I really enjoyed the first We Have Ways I went to, which was their first one they ever did, generally because I was with the guys who were doing Monty's Men, so like the really immersive World War II, one focusing on one regiment or whatever for that event. And me and my mate, we had people coming up to us all night just buying us drinks for what we were, because the whole Monty's Men thing was really promoted by the organizers. So yeah, that was a very cheap and very fun evening. It
was like the thing I remember about We Have Ways as a collector. It was mental in the fact that like you had stuff there at We Have Ways. Like to describe We Have Ways to the regular punter, okay, you have to be invited to go to We Have Ways as a reenactor. You cannot just go, oh yeah, I'll go. No, you can't. You have to be invited. That is the level of reenactors that are there. Like these lads are all top tier, down to the buttons. Everything is right, you know. But to see the equipment and rare items that people had was unbelievable. I was there at one stage, and I was just tired. I'd been on the go for like 2 days straight or something at that stage, because the way I do it is I go from Ireland to Holyhead down to Denny's, meet up with Denny, pack the gear, go with him or whatever, and then we go from there to wherever the show is. So it's literally 24 to 48 hours for me of non-stop traveling. I might have gotten 3 or 4 hours sleep in between, you know. So we were at the We Have Ways Fest, and it's a festival. It's not an actual show. It's a festival. It's called the We Have Ways Festival. So I was sitting in the woods. The lads we went to the beer tent the night before. Great crack. Had a laugh or whatever. Second night, something. I'll ring the family, have a cup of tea, chill out, relax. I just need to fucking charge my batteries here now, like. So grand boys went off. They went up to the beer tent or whatever. And the next thing, first of all, lovely quiet evening. There was somebody playing like in the woods off to my left. There was somebody playing a vintage record player with like 1940s music going. Fantastic. I could hear all the crack in the beer tent. Joe, it was great crack. And I was just sitting back, relaxing, drinking my cup of tea, happy out. And the next thing all I could hear was next thing, this big beam took off. And I remember from the night before they had done this air raid simulation thing with this big huge beam,
they stopped firing the 3.7.
Yeah, and then they started firing this massive anti-aircraft gun, and I'm just there like, this is unbelievable. You know, like you're not as a collector or as a reenactor or whatever, you're never going to see this. And here's me in the woods, dressed as SAS on Operation Wallace. You know, and the next thing, anti-aircraft gun less than 800 yards from me is blasting off rounds into the sky. You know?
No,
which
it's
which
crazy,
was
and
fantastic.
no, it's crazy. And the funny, in the gun itself is from the group, the Garrison, which is a huge group, who cover basically the Royal
Yeah.
Artillery, and the amount of hardware
Yeah.
they have as one group is insane. Like they've got multiple 25-pounders, they've got 5.5-inch guns, they've got 3.7-inch anti-aircraft guns, you name it, they've got it. They've got 2-pounders, 6-pounders, 17-pounders. It's and they bring all this stuff to We Have Ways, and it's fantastic. And that's just that group itself.
But
You've got all the other vehicle connectors, etc. as well.
but like we had, when I think of it, we had set up. If any of you are ever coming to shows and you see Les Paras, that's us. Come and see us. We're great, fantastic bunch of lads. But you know, like we were in the woods, so it was ideal for us. We had this Dino. I don't know if you know Dino. Dino is like Dino's at home in the woods. He's like half a caveman, sound bloke, but like he had this massive uh, I don't know what you call it. This massive teepee thing built out of trees, you know, and the guys were living in that. We had 3 jeeps. We had our own little village thing set up with a big, huge dining table that we were after making out of planks. We were after cutting sawn half of trees, like rounds of trees that we were sitting on. It was like a little gypsy camp. It was great. I felt right at home. But yeah, it was fantastic. And like just like, but there was people coming into us and they're like, "Going, did you stay here?" We're like, "Going, yeah, we're just over there. It's just a blanket on the ground," and you're like, "Going, yeah, great. It was lovely warm, you know." And we had 3 jeeps. We had Daddy's Jeep, Dino's Jeep, and Dickie Bass. All SAS Jeeps done up as SAS. So it was fantastic. Fantastic show. Definitely, if you're around, go see it if you can. Sorry, another question come in there. For the German collectors who collected medals and awards, I was told that the Iron Cross collector here in Ireland, that I can't pronounce that word, Gunzenhusen in Germany, is the best show in the world for awards. I suppose Stoneleigh is the biggest one in London that Chuckles told me about as well. Not every month. I think it's every month or every couple months.
Yeah, I think it's an auction. I think it's like a show auction house thing. I think. I'm not sure. Unless
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
The biggest one in the States
Yeah.
is just over. Yeah. The biggest one in the States I know that's just over is called the Show of Shows. That's down in Kentucky someplace. It's on my bucket list to go to that one. There's a huge one as well, I believe, in Belgium, somewhere around Belgium. So
yeah, I've heard about that one. I do plan, hopefully, at one point to go to that, which would be good.
Yeah, my battery warning light is on. So talk amongst yourselves till I get my plug.
You would think he's done this before. He would be able to charge it. Cine. Okay, yeah. Oh, getting sent messages by people now. Oh, crikey. But no, Stoneleigh is good, and there's also what's it called? Malvern as well. Malvern Military Fair, which is quite big as well, apparently. I think I've been to that one actually, a long time ago. But yeah, Malvern's good.
Eyes are back.
Yeah, there's also Malvern as well, John.
Yeah, Malvern is run by the same crowd that Stoneleigh runs Stoneleigh.
Hi, Jim. How you doing, mate? Jim Timber has joined the call.
Hey, Jim of the Timbers. Hello, Jim.
Yeah, Cine is the one in
Jim
Belgium.
is an hour ahead. Sunny, that's somebody. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to go see that. What is beeping? Is that me or is that you? Or
Oh,
who's beeping?
I keep getting Facebook notifications that keep coming off my laptop.
Alright.
It's annoying. Sorry about that. I haven't got Messenger open at all on my laptop, but it just notifies me when there's been a message, which is okay, fine, thank you.
Put yourself on hide or something. I don't know. I'm not very computer literate,
See if I can
but I know you can do that.
hush it up. See if I can hush it up. See if I can. If it wants to load. No, it's not loading. Fine, whatever. It's doing it again. Oh wait, here we go. There we go. Turn them off. Good. Thank God.
Yeah.
For that.
So, what's the best find you have found at a show, or found at for your collection? What's the best thing you found? Not in monetary value, but in just.
Okay.
I can't believe I found that.
Probably. Where is it? Literally had it earlier. Here it is. Probably that. What I was showing you earlier. That one.
Yeah.
Like that was at Stoneleigh recently, and it was just like it was such a nice little find, and for what I paid for it as well, it was great. Because it's got the yellow card in it still, with the guy's name and everything. It's still got some. Most of it's clean as well. Most of it hasn't been used, bar some pages which have been. So yeah, the Aid Memoir 73, and then obviously the yellow card in there 72 dated. For the NI, for the guys in the chat, it's the Northern Ireland Operational Aid Memoir, restricted one. So that was a really good find, along with the Pi Pocket phone I got as well. All in all, was a really, really good sort of little thing, and it's all there as well. And it's kind of a weird one because the aerial has been sewn into the strap for the leather case, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's different to my one. My one is actually. Like my one, the aerial is actually that way. If you get me.
Yeah.
The Pocket Phone 70. I wonder actually, could you or how would you even try and get the batteries charged for it? That's why you have to have a special charging unit.
I assume so. Well, that was so that's the best little finder from a dealer. Just off the cuff, my best find, just in general, was the aluminium right shield I got.
You picked that up for peanuts.
Yeah, which was just like it was sort of out the blue. I was at a show, Overlord show, which is down south near Portsmouth Way, and the group I was with, we were doing Northern Ireland, but we were doing like a little foot patrol kind of thing through like the main exhibitors areas. And whilst we were stopped, this gentleman came up to me and was like, "Oh, are any of you guys looking for a baton?" Or a lot of the Northern Ireland right battens were like, "Oh, well, maybe not myself, but maybe one or two of the other guys might be." And he was like, "Oh, any of you looking for shields?" And I literally just went, "Which one?" And he was like, "Oh, the metal one." I said, "I'll be with you in 5 minutes." So went over, speaking to him for a while, and produced it out, and it's an RUC one as well, which was kind of cool as well. And I was like, okay, how much he's going to ask for it? It's going to be more than I've got or whatever. And then he said the price, so I almost bit his hand off. So yeah, it was for way, way less than it's worth. So I was like, wow.
Because I did see one at Stoneleigh sell for 800 sterling.
Yeah, I got mine for less than 100.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I think it's 67 dated. I think from what I remember. I've managed to sort of get a thing so I can just mount it on the wall now. So picture hook's perfect because it goes straight through the mesh. It's just perfect. It's like, oh, perfect, lovely, and it's got the baton across it now as well. But I know Gabe, who was in the chat earlier. I think he's gone now, but he's going to hopefully do the same with his. He's going to have all of because he's got loads now. Obviously, he makes his own. But he's got, I think, 3 originals now. But he's going to try and mount them on the wall.
He makes his for movies and props and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he marks them and I will vouch for him. He marks them that they're not original. He has a
Yeah,
special mark that he puts on them.
yeah. Because he made some for a Disney production actually, so which is being
I think
made soon.
I think we can make 12 of them one after another or something for something. Whoop, camera.
Yeah,
Camera's
so I spoke to him. He can make one like if he took all the time to make one, he can make one in about 6 hours.
Yeah.
So which he said to me, which is really good going considering. But yeah, he made about I think it was I can't remember if he said it was 20, but it might have been less than that for a Disney production, which is their it's the Disney production.
Disney need riot shields.
Yeah, so it's been funded by Disney, I should say. Sorry, it's been funded by Disney.
Sleeping Beauty's getting a bit out of hand, is she?
Yeah, no. So they're currently filming the film version of Say Nothing.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so they're
Sorry,
going
hang on. There's a lot of questions come in there. But 88 got a Royal Irish Constabulary whistle. Nice. I actually seen a Royal Irish Constabulary helmet going up at an auction house, and I just did not have the beans to even contemplate getting it. But I'd love to have one of them. They're on my bucket list. My fourth wife, a neat little tidy lady, only 50 pence. My favourite find is a payment receipt for a man named during the American Revolution.
Oh wow!
He was with Washington at Yorktown. Cool. That is unbelievable.
Oh wow!
DPM 60 pattern. DPM 60 pattern smocks are going for over 300 quid now. Yes, they are. And I want to get at one stage. I was looking at the Soldier Fortune reproduction ones, but they're crap. Soldier Fortune, sort yourselves out. Is the Denison smocks.
The what price glory ones, you mean, or
no, the what price or Soldier Fortune did a run of the banana camouflage, the 70s.
Oh yes. Yeah. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good.
It's bad.
Yeah.
No, I understand it's their first run and stuff like that. That they'll improve on it and things like that. But
there's too much green.
Bad.
There's too much green.
But those Denison smocks are going for $1,000 a go now at this stage. I'd say nearly.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, no, yeah. So what price glory are making 60 pat DPMs as well as 60 pats, and they're okay. They're not bad. They're not bad at all. They started doing a lot of other DPM. They've been doing 68 pats as well, which aren't too bad.
Hang on before YouTube gives out to us. We are not sponsored by any of these companies. We are not affiliated.
I wish we were.
We're not affiliated with any of these companies.
If What Price Glory want to sponsor me and John and give us stuff for free, we'll be very happy to review it for you, but not at this point. But no, we're not sponsored at this time. Hopefully. But no, they've been doing the run. There's little improvements. Like I think with the 60 pats from What Price Glory, the collars are still a little bit too thin because I've seen them in person. They're not bad, but the collar's a bit too thin. But they do the pre-metric DPM Parasmocks, which I'm tempted by, because I would like one, but don't want to get out a mortgage to buy one, an original.
Yeah.
So
you see, because England has decided to become an empire again, and I'm getting killed now. I'm getting killed now with tax on both sides. Because if I buy from SOF, I'm taxed. If I buy from What Price Glory, I'm taxed. So it's like, oh God, what do I do?
Yeah.
So, and then you see the thing is, then if I go, okay, hold off, make a jumble sale, because like SOF do have original stuff as well. Like, so like you want to buy an original whatever, and you say, okay, I'll buy this and that or whatever, and you put it together as a group lot. The tax is higher because the price of everything you paid is higher. So it's like I'm not saving on postage. I'm getting screwed in tax. It's just whatever. You know?
Yeah. You rather get taxed once than 100 times. So
Yeah,
end of the
yeah,
day,
yeah.
well, you'd rather not get taxed at all, really, but still.
But yes, look, if I have to pay tax, I will pay tax.
Yes, of course. We are good at paying tax. Actually, saying about the Paris mocks, the DPM ones, there is a company called Broken Arrow Militaria. They've got a nice like catalog of a lot of like Paris stuff, Falklands era stuff as well. They do have a nice M77 on there at the moment, but it's price on request, and I'm tempted to ask how much he wants for it. So yeah, I'm very. I'll have to send you the link. But I've been wanting a DPM Paris mock like Falklands era one for years, but I can't justify the much how much it's going to cost. And even if one comes up,
I actually have an SAS one.
oh, nice. Yeah, no, like I really love the windproofs, but it's the like DPM Denison. But yeah, and that's the thing as well. The SOF made that World War II Denison but in a 59 Pat Denison cut.
Oh, but they've advertised. They're like people. Oh, how do I read it? They've made that specifically because people asked them to make the 60th battle jacket in the Denison material or something like that. For people hill walking and shooting and stuff like that wanted it. So there you go. All my true first wife was a production designer for Penwood Studios, and I have a Post Glory jacket, all gold reserve, but they look good. I think they are called What Price Glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the problem as a collector as well. As a collector of stuff, the reproductions are getting so good. It's I won't say it's getting harder to tell. Well, it is getting harder to tell, but there's some absolute fantastic reproductions out there.
I think that's a weird thing in itself as well. We're at that point where even some reproductions are sought after in the way of like collectors, because it's one of those points a lot. Like for example, like with Denisons, like no one wants to use original Denisons anymore for obvious reasons, because they don't want to ruin it for especially if you're doing living history or reenacting or whatever. So there are specific reproduction Denisons out there which are very much so good and hard to come by sometimes, and have a high price margin for obvious reasons because they're handmade. That are their own, their collector genre in itself, like with the Frank Browns or the Steve Kiddles or whatever it may be. So yeah.
But like I don't know. It is definitely it is definitely it's a tough market to get into for for new guys collecting. Like the easiest thing I can say for new guys collecting is literally the likes of, like, I've been stung, Jake's been stung, Danny's been stung, all the guys that we know have been stung at some point in time. But it's talking to guys like us who have been stung and know we've been stung, because once bitten, twice shy. Like you'll research books. Like I have a cabinet full of books there. Jake has a cabinet full of books. It's all about research, and trying to find out what it is. Like I did a video there, Jordan, last week or the week before on this. Like, no, that's a reproduction. Sorry, that's a reproduction. But it's a very, very good reproduction. You
Mm.
know?
Yeah, it's like my own as well. Like again, like I think good with some things as well is even when you want to buy reproduction, to anyone who's watching kind of thing as well, like browse around a bit. You'll find little hidden gems in all sorts of places. Don't look at the
Yeah,
webs. Don't look at like, the general websites themselves. Go off the beaten track. Go to places like Etsy or whatever, because you'll find little gems. Like for example, Facebook Marketplace. I found that, and
yeah.
I think this is a Steve. I think this is a Steve Kiddle one. So,
Yeah.
um,
But like
uh,
go to secondhand shops. Actually, hang on, where is it?
mm. uh, I have never collected anything beyond Cold War. No share in being ripped. No shame in being ripped off, but I know my Cold War gear. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Well, yes, and no, in a way.
Like I bought this. If you can see this, yeah. Right. I bought this in a secondhand shop in Ireland, right?
hmm,
For £5, €5, right? And it is
is that an Irish 60 Pat?
no, it is American.
Oh, okay. Oh, is
It
it like
is.
the? Oh,
I put on my little light so I can see what I'm looking at. It is a 107 1951 olive drab men's combat field jacket.
oh, very nice.
So I found out in later research the Australian Army in Vietnam had these as jackets.
Oh, that's cool. Especially
So
for a
there you
fiver,
go.
you can't say no. Can't say
For a
no to
fiver.
that. There, that's not
And it
bad.
also
Yeah, no,
doubles as
yeah.
it also doubles for my jacket for when I'm portraying men with three initials that
That come with the very nice, comfy face warmer.
yes.
Oh,
When
but no,
when
yeah,
people
no, I
when, when people at shows go, John, we need a criminal, you have the same accent.
I have a revolver again. But no, yeah, Jim, I've even with Cold War stuff, I've been stung. Like I thought I was buying one windproof that was for a certain thing, and it turned out to be not, and then all this sort of things, and sort of. But it really depends. It depends how it's listed, what you're buying, if you're buying it over the internet, or even if you're buying it in person as well. It really does depend. But you live and you learn, and sometimes you think you've been stung, and then it actually turns out to be a little bit more interesting in other ways. So it's you find little bits here and there, but generally in-person shows are your best friend at the end of the day, because at least you know what you're kind of looking for then, and you find these little gems.
I try to think of stuff that I got at shows for absolute ridiculous prices. Like if you're a collector, you come across them. Do you remember that? Movie prop, YouTube, movie prop. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I paid a tenner for that.
Mm.
You know? Now it does do its own funny thing with the
Yeah, it's the special one when it fires every cylinder at once.
yeah. But like,
It's the Gatling gun. It's the Gatling revolver.
A tenner for a movie prop is not bad, like. Sure.
Exactly. Like I managed to pick up for a tenner some 1944 naval binoculars in their case, in like a £10 pile. Like yeah, some dealers would have like their like table set out and they have fixed prices for what thing. You might be able to haggle a bit of leeway or whatever. But some dealers have like a tarp laid out with a bunch of stuff on it. They say, oh, everything in this pile is a quid each or something, and they just get a box and dump it on there, and you just search through it. You can find, like, I found first issue 58 pattern stuff for next to nothing. Trials, as I said earlier, like Trials 58 kiddie pouches that are like dated 57. Yeah, like you got that, lucky git. Yeah. Actually, I'll see if let me see if I can find actually those kidney pouches. Give me 2 seconds.
I like wardrobe there behind him. So we have Airborne, we have Malayan, we have. Is that Rhodesian here at the end? Is there a Rhodesian shirt there?
Which one are you looking at?
What's
This
the funny
one?
camouflage there beside the sergeant's one?
Oh, this one. Oh, that's
Yeah.
just the
Oh yeah,
tropical one.
Hong Kong.
Yeah, you got oh shit. Yeah, that's broken. The hanger. But yeah. Got very nice battle dress, that one there as well. It's a post-war Canadian made one. Yeah, all sorts of stuff in Denison and yeah, all bits and pieces. 60 pat. Yeah, no, bit of a nice mix.
When you wear that, John Bro, you have to say, "Why are you pushing me?" As per Rambo. Yes, I must actually. I live in Poland. Front line of the Cold War, almost free sometimes. I would love to. I used to religiously go to Krakow, and I actually know where there's an army surplus shop in Krakow by the cloth hall. I have to go back to Poland someday, and because World War II kit even is unbelievably easy to find in Poland for some bloody reason, and it is really, really cheap. Well, it used to be really, really cheap. So I need to get back over there. All my collection is in boxes, and it takes me days to find it. I'm not far behind you. I'll show you the top of my. That's where most of my collection is up there, in boxes. I'm just looking up there. Why is there a jewellery box up there? Jake, did you leave a jewellery box at my house by any chance?
No. I can't find them. I found my second pattern, but I can't find the first. But yeah, they're 1957 dated with the press studs as well, the extra locking on the tabs because they were trials.
Yeah.
They're really, really bizarre. But they're really cool, and they cost me £10. So
yeah,
they're worth a lot more than that. But yeah, no.
I'm trying to think of stuff that I was really, really chuffed with getting. Okay, so this is a favorite part of my collection because it's complete. So I have the early one.
No, oh yeah,
which
yeah.
is the known as the bowler type night watch helmets. I have the middle one, which is that one. And then I have the last one that was made because of this scene.
Nice.
So the fact that I have all three different types is fantastic for me. I really, really like that idea. And these are the most uncomfortable ones. Like, whatever about these ones, these are okay. This one is the most uncomfortable yoke ever to wear on your head. Because it's completely round. There's no actual shape to it. It just sits on your head like that, and it squeezes the front and the back. Well, I must say, actually, there's something cool about wearing them. It's like, hello, what's going on here then?
Well, it's like this as well. So it's like
that. What are you doing around here?
I do find it hilarious that the helmet they decide to adopt as a stopgap for Ireland is called the Cromwell. So
don't mention the war.
It's like there's sort of a weird, horrific irony about the whole thing.
I know, yeah. But yeah, but look, it is what it is. It's good. Like the collecting side, I love collecting.
Absolutely.
I don't know which I prefer more. Do I prefer reenacting or do I prefer collecting? Because they come hand in hand. For me, anyway.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Because like, it builds the interest, especially when like if you're focusing on one thing, like if it be like for me and yourself, like if it be Operation like Banner or whatever, or British Army of the Rhine or for you for SAS or anything like when you're focusing on that kind of thing, you know what you want to be looking for as well, and it's like you're hunting for that certain thing. If it be the beret, or it be the right helmet, or it be whatever it may be.
That like
You're hunting for that, and when you
that's
find
another
it, you're like, yes, fine, and then on to the next one. So,
yeah. Like
um,
that was another tick off my bucket list at Stoneley.
hmm.
That I actually managed to get an original SAS beret. And the good thing about it was when I was there, because with SS stuff like that, or SF, I should say, not SS, FF stuff, SF stuff,
Well, technically,
is
for like the early commandos, it was SS on the
yeah,
beret. So,
yeah. But like, there was a friend there with us. I'm not gonna mention his name, who was in the SAS, Falklands veteran as well, Aden veteran and stuff. And he picked it up and he went, "Yeah, that's bang on. That's original." And he put it on his head as well. So I can
yeah,
say
his
it's
name
been
was
it definitely has been on the head of an SAS man, you know.
Chris Ryan.
But no, it wasn't Chris Ryan. But yeah, so that was definitely, and it's shaped perfectly. So that's a giveaway that you know that it's you don't have to
Yeah,
like when you get a Morse beret, it's just a big disc, and it has to be
yeah,
shaped. But when you can literally pick it up, put it on your head, and just go like that, and it's shaped. You know, yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah. It's
not
nice.
from yeah, but that was definitely off my bucket list. But
Yeah.
it's like going, okay, I've something ticked off my bucket list, but now something else has to go onto my bucket
Yeah.
list.
Also, now you will find
Do you know?
John roaming the streets around Hereford, telling people his stories. Now, I
No,
was on the
no, you will
balcony, you
not.
know.
It's funny, like, because I've been to I've been quite regularly to Hereford, like, and you see you see these big stocky blokes walking around, and you're going, I wonder what he does for a living. But the problem is, it's not him you need to worry about. It's the small little fat guy in the corner that's in the regiment as well. Like you know, no one can tell what these guys look like, and especially with my accent, I'm like, you
I last time I saw you, you're in Gibraltar.
know, whatever. If you come in here, my dad was in the Malayan emergency, a war. Yes, it was a war actually. He and his combat jacket was worn along with his KRRC beret
Okay, yeah.
and a snowman every year. I wish I had those my collection to throw away. You see, I remember having stuff when I was in the army, and it was like
Mm,
you just get you get reissued stuff. We're going on an exercise, get a reissue of crap. Okay, you know,
yeah.
and if I'd have known now what I know then, or if I'd have known then
Mm,
what I know now, I'd have hoarding
mm,
stuff. You know, but
yeah.
you don't. My cousin was 21 SAS reserve unit. Ha ha! 1 second, I just dip into my
his sat bag.
yeah my sass bag. This was it. Is also an original SAS beret, but if you look, it is a square badge, right? Compared
Mm,
to this badge, right?
mm,
And the reason this is done is because 2-1 SAS were the artisan rifles at one stage. They wore their artisan's cap badge to distinguish themselves initially that they were artisans, 21 SAS. 2-1 SAS. They don't say 21 SAS, 2-1 SAS, right? Then in the 50s and early 60s, they decided, fecky, we have to wear this cap badge. The winged Excalibur. It's not a dagger, it's the winged Excalibur, right? So they decided, okay, we're going to stand out and we're going to make a square badge. That lasted up until the early 60s, I believe. And then they were told, cop yourselves on and go to this one. So that's what they did. So a little bit of regimental history for
mm. The more you know.
you. Yeah. I know what you meant. That's your cousin. SAS, Worry Little Rabbit Mate, often from Scotland. You would actually. I was talking to that gentleman that we were talking to, or that was with us the time we were in Stoneleigh. We were chatting away. He was absolutely everyone is in the regiment. Fijians, Irish from the south, Irish from the north, Scots, Welsh, Australians, Canadians, all for some reason get drawn into the SAS. So it's a multilingual, multicultural regiment.
We got Joel's popped into the chat.
Are you aware of the Way Explorer channel? Mark Chuckies. His dad was an inventor of Halo. No, I don't know that channel. Miles Martin. Hello,
that's Joel. That's Joel.
No one said hello to me.
That's Joel. Do you know? I think you know Joel. John. Ned's there as well.
Ned the Head is there as well. Hello, Ned. Mark walks about the wee valley. He knows Wisman personally.
But everyone's here now. Jesus.
Everyone is here. Yeah. So. Yeah, it's like where does collecting stop and where does it's never going to stop.
Thing is, I don't think it ever will, because there's always going to be something else you're going to be looking for. So yeah, and again, it depends what your focus is on that week sometimes, because and it depends what especially with shows coming up. Sometimes my focus can shift from just what I'm interested in that month or that couple of weeks, or if there's a show coming up, what my interest is in for that. So getting ready for Hat Green at the end of March, my focus is a lot on the 1st Battalion Royal Hampshires when they went to the Falklands just after the war. So I'm trying to sort of look into that a bit more, and then also getting thinged off a bit for that, because we're looking at what ready for Yorkshire Wartime in August, where we're looking to do Hong Kong, so in the mid-70s. So getting sort of thinged all over the place, but yeah, and looking for bits here and there to try and sort of finish off an impression or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, obviously, you're getting your Borneo SAS stuff done, aren't you? So
Borneo, Malaya, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's the difference between the Hampshires and other regiments and stuff like that is I won't say it's easy. It's not easy. They're like the veterans are still there. You can talk to a veteran. Try and talk to somebody from the SAS that was in Malaya.
Yeah, it is getting a bit more tricky. There's a couple of guys on the regimental Facebook and everything who were in Malaya and Borneo, but again, they're mostly few and far between now, which is a shame to say, but that's just the fact of it is really. The emergency ended in 1960, so it's it's a long way off now, really. But no, it makes it even more interesting to try and find out what say was being used, what was worn, what things went, etc., etc. So little bits like that always make it a bit more interesting, and again, make the hunt for kit is always more fun that way as well.
Like this kit here. This was kindly given. I was chatting to him because he was in the Falklands, so I was kindly chatting to him. He parachuted in with G Squadron, and he lost his rifle. His rifle sunk to the bottom of the Atlantic, so it's still there. So I was chatting to him. I got information off him, what weapon he had and stuff like that, and what he was using and things like that. So he had, unusually, right? He had an American M56 yoke, right?
Yeah.
on a
Hmm.
58 pattern belt that he had turned
Okay,
upside
yeah,
down. That he
yeah.
turned upside down, and he clipped
Yeah,
the belt onto that, right?
yeah. Oh, I like
What he
that.
did then was, do you know the bits at the back of the 58 pattern?
Yeah, yeah.
He cut them off and he stitched the yoke through, fed the yoke
Hmm.
through, and then restitched it onto his
Mm.
belt. So this is a direct copy of what he wore in the Falklands. No, sorry, it's not a direct copy because he had another one of these that I only have one because they're quite expensive. So I
Yeah,
need to get a second one of them
yeah.
and put it on that
Mm.
side. And he also had a knife, a diver's knife, or not a diver's knife, an MOD
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
survival on his
Mm.
belt that I don't have, that I just haven't picked up yet. So,
Mm.
like as a collector or as a reenactor, that's information that you're not going to get from anyone. You know,
Mm.
like
Mm.
you could look at pictures all day long and you'll be going, "How the hell did he do that with the belt?" And you're going,
Was that the same setup kit you had at Living History Festival last year?
"No, that's Malayan. That's another guy's kit that told me." No, so here.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So this is Malayan SAS or
yeah.
Borneo
Yeah.
SAS, whatever. Right? It's a roller pin belt compared to compared to the other ones, right? These are in country SLR pouches.
Mm. Mm.
I only seen these once in a reproduction, and these are a reproduction, by the way. They're not original, but they're made
Yeah.
by the same guy that made the original ones. So there you go. So it's
Hmm.
technically original, right?
Mm.
Two water bottle pouches. Now the only thing I have to fix on this is he had the SAS drop down pouch. I didn't have one, but their kidney pouch that I cut in half. Oh,
Mm.
camera, there we
Mm.
go. And I made it into this. Now, if you're wearing it without a backpack, it's fine because it sits higher than the drop
Yeah,
down
yeah.
pouches. So yeah, so this is a copy of what was worn in Malaya and Borneo. They didn't wear it. They didn't wear a yoke for some reason.
Mm.
They just wore the belt. But yeah, so that's that.
Nice, I like that.
Who you telling calm down? um,
Oh yeah, they're
this this
posting all the gifts.
this is Mark's memories of his dad. I must look at that one now.
Oh, that's cool.
I got some kit from when I was RMR. I still have a look. I don't actually have as much of my military kit as I should have out. Like I have my RUC man. He's constantly there, and I still have Henry here.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, I just like to hear. I've got Ken over there.
so there's Henry, and then there's Harry.
Yeah, I've got Ken over there, and then I've got you can rotate it a bit. Two guys up there. So
Oh yeah.
there we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So yeah.
But no, little bits are coming along nicely. I've got a Bergen and then a kit bag full of 58. Too much of
Yeah.
it. It's way too much.
I need to start downsizing stuff as well. I've gotten to the stage of my collecting, where it's not quantity, it's niche
Yeah.
items now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Same with me, really. Yeah. Just finding that one little thing that just sort of finishes off something or adds a bit more to it. Like I was telling you, like earlier today, like with the whole flak thing.
Yeah.
Finding those one little bits here and there, and adding little things, and yeah,
Like
like
I love
the book
I love getting the little pocket fillers.
yeah,
Find
yeah,
it.
exactly like that. Yeah, or what's like up here? Like, thankfully, well, I didn't have to buy this one like that, for example, like the police book. Well, that was my
Yeah.
dad's one. And it's still got all the like from when he did like the stops and checks and everything. So.
Yeah, but like simple little things like in 80s toothbrush, you know, or the
there's some early mid 80s Colgate toothpaste on eBay at the moment if you want it.
or
yeah,
big
exactly.
throat-
Yeah, the Bic Rose. Yeah,
throat cutters, like
yeah.
still in the packet. Like,
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there's some.
and this I
80s
don't
Colgate.
I don't know where I got this, but it's quite cool actually. It's a little MOD bar of soap. I don't know if you can see the.
Oh, I've got something similar. Yeah, I've got something similar to that. I got given to me, as well. Yeah. The little random things like that.
Yeah.
Those little bits that sort of just really help things. Like, what have I got? Like I've got the Terrace Arsenal books and little pocket things like that, and other bits that were given to me over the years, and just adds little bits here and there. Yeah.
We must log off there because I'm getting messages going. We need you. So. All right. Jake,
no,
it was lovely having you on. It was lovely chatting to you. We'll have to do this.
Yeah, appreciate you having me on, mate.
All
Absolutely.
right. Bye.
Right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.